The Talon Sports Network is proud to present Arizona basketball. Catch all of the exciting play-by-play of the Cassville Wildcats and Lady Wildcats right here on your sports authority for Southwest Missouri. Cassville Wildcat basketball is proudly by the following sponsors: Berry County Advertiser, Berry Electric Cooperative, Democrat, Country Dodge, Free Bank, Fast Strip, First State Bank, Heavy Dealers of the Ozarks, Mays Automotive Group, Chad Ronald, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, Office of J. Michael Rain, Battery Out, Security Bank, Cox Health Center, Kim's Collision Center, Race Brothers Farm Supply, and our Sportscaster Club. Remember to stop by and thank your local cast every chance you get, and keep it tuned to Sports Network for every exciting play all season long. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mt Vernon, Missouri. Mt Vernon High School, the home of the Mountaineers. They are hosting the Cassville Wildcats here tonight. Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talon Sports Network. Cassville opening up their Big 8 Conference schedule this evening on the road against Mt Vernon. The Mountaineers have already played a Big 8 game, and they dropped that contest last week to the McDonald County Mustangs. Thanks for joining us here tonight on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz. Also streaming live video tonight at CassvilleWebTV.com. Sammy Clapper along with Todd Speakman. He's running the camera for us this evening here from Mt Vernon. And glad to have you alongside for this Big 8 Conference game. Again, we're streaming live video tonight, so if you'd like to watch as well as listen into the broadcast, you can go to CassvilleWebTV.com. That's CassvilleWebTV.com. Or you can click on the Cassville channel on CityLink TV. Cassville Wildcats come into tonight's game with a record of 4-7. Last year, all year long, the Wildcats only won 4 games as they went 4-22 a year ago and did not win a Big 8 game as they finished 0-8 in the Big 8 Conference. The Mt Vernon Mountaineers are the defending Big 8 Conference champs. They went 23-7 a year ago and 8-0 in the Big 8. But Mt Vernon graduated 6 seniors, including Luke Call and Braden Adams, who are both playing college basketball right now. And the Mountaineers' number 3 all-time leading scorer, Chandler Myers, also graduated from last year's team that won the Big 8 and were undefeated champs. A lot of youth on this year's roster for Coach Mike Ray in his second season as head coach at Mt Vernon. He's got 3 seniors and 3 juniors, but 7 sophomores and a freshman. For Cassville, they're guided by Barrett Millison. He's in his first year as head coach of the Wildcats, and he has experience coming back. 7 seniors and 2 juniors on the roster for the Cassville Wildcats, and Coach Millison is hoping that turns into some Big 8 Conference wins this season after Cassville went 0-8 a year ago in the conference schedule. Still got about 5 or 6 minutes before we tip off tonight's ball game, so we're going to take a break. Be back with more here from Mt Vernon. You're listening to Big 8 Conference basketball on the Talon Network.
When you have things to buy or trade, look no further than the Berry Advertiser and reach over 13 homes and businesses with your ad. Easy, and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is 5 p.m. on Monday, and your that deadline is noon. You can place your ad online at bcaonline.com. Shopping at 904 West Street in Cassville, or call 418-847-4677. The Berry County Advertiser and Berry County to serve customers that need for nearly half a century.
Homes to stay warm in winter and cool in summer, but we don't like high bills. Reducing the amount of air leaks that are now to the home is a cost-effective way to lower utility bills. Start by finding the leak, deal with the proper material and technique. The website, BerryElectric.com, for any saving tips for your home. This message is brought by the locally owned Berry Electric Cooperative to stretch the energy needs and improve the quality of its members. This live broadcast of high school sports, Talon Sports Network, is brought to you in part by these Extra Club members. Berry County Health Flu shots are now available at the Berry County Department in both Cassville and Monette office. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the Cassville office 417-847-2114 or the Monette office 17354-8402 for information. Freedom Bank of Southern with locations in Cassville, Sligman, Woodstock, and Golden to serve you. Online at freedombk.com for FDIC Equal Housing Lender. And Tyson Foods, proudly supporting every
Cassville Athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette. Making great food and making a difference.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon, just a few minutes away from tonight's opening tip between the Cassville Wildcats and the Mount Vernon Mountaineers. Looking at the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First of all, for the visitors from Cassville, they're coached by Barrett Millicent in his first year at head coach at Cassville. They come into tonight's game with a record of 4-7, and this is their Big 8 conference opener. A couple of returning starters for the Wildcats from last year's team. Noah Hadlow, a 6'1 senior, will be starting tonight, and Tyler Speakman, a 6'1 senior as well. He will not be in the starting lineup, though. Hadlow will be joined by Tyler Arndt, a 5'9 junior, Alan Lambell, a 5'10 senior, Kane Kilner, a 6'2 senior, and the leading scorer for the Cassville Wildcats through 11 games. He's averaging a double-double. Colin Pearman, he's a 6'1 junior. He's averaging 12 points and 13 rebounds a game for the Wildcats. Again, for Cassville, it's Hadlow, Arndt, Lambell, Pearman, and Kilner. For Coach Mike Ray and the Mount Vernon Mountaineers, they are 4-7, 0-1 in the Big 8. They will start. Jordan Walters, a 5'11 senior. He'll be joined by Garrett Hadlock, a 5'11 junior. Jarrett Massey, a 6'2 junior, will start for the Mountaineers. Mitchell Cordray, a 6'3 senior, one of the leading scorers from last year's team. And the only returning starter from last year's club for the Mountaineers, Trace Williams, a 6'3 senior. Again, for Mount Vernon, it's Walters, Hadlock, Massey, Cordray, and Williams. Cassville will turn around and play next, or actually it's this Thursday, correction, this Thursday. I started to say next Friday, but it's this Thursday. Cassville is scheduled to play at Carl Junction against the Bulldogs. And Mount Vernon will be the one that will play Friday night, and they will be on the road at East Newton. Mountaineers, after a home opening loss on the road, or a conference opening loss, I should say. How could they have a home opening loss on the road? It's a conference opening loss on the road at McDonald County, 71-53. Mountaineers will look to even up their conference record here tonight. Cassville will look to start off the Big 8 schedule with a victory on the road against the Mountaineers. This is the third of 3 games that were played here tonight. A freshman game and a JV game preceded this varsity contest. Cassville had the lead at halftime in the freshman game, 21-12, but the Mountaineers came back in the second half and won it 35-34 over Cassville. In the junior varsity game, it also went right down to the wire, and Cassville hit some big free throws late, and the Wildcats won the junior varsity game 47-41. So the first 2 games have been split between the Mountaineers and the Wildcats, and now we are moving on to the varsity contest between Cassville and Mount Vernon. They're going to have the national anthem sung, and then the starting lineups will be introduced to the crowd, so we'll take another break and be back with the opening tip right after this.
For over a century, the Cassville Democrat has been providing complete, factual news of events and issues that affect our lives. The Cassville Democrat serves all of Barry County by publishing well-researched news articles, timely editorials, lively letters to the complete local sports coverage, plus much more. The staff of Cassville Democrat believes the people of Barry County need and deserve what's happening in their community. The Cassville Democrat, call 417-847-2610 to subscribe.
Happy to tell you all about the all-new Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Tustin. All new owners, managers, and a way of doing business. We keep it country simple, and just like I tell the youngins, do the right thing every day and every time. All new Country Dodge has the cars everybody wants. Used cars and trucks are just $2,900 to $12,000 off on new trucks. And boy, howdy do we know trucks. We know trucks better than the old telling fish stories. We're having fun now. Your wagon and get to the all-new Country Chrysler Jeep and Ram at the junction of 37 and 76 in Cassville. Oh, we're always open online at countrydodge.com. Remember, you won't be happy if you buy from Pappy at the all-new Country Dodge. It's your country. Freedom,
Stability, service, and experience. Every aspect of your banking needs. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. From mortgage to home improvement loans, from auto loans to cultural loans, Freedom Bank is committed, focused to serve you and the communities that are located. Freedom Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing.
Or you don't have to sacrifice service or great prices. You'll find it all at Fast Trip in Kansas. Fast Trip has a great selection of fuel, grocery items, snacks, Ashby's hand ice cream in a variety of flavors, and frozen yogurt. Also, check out the new items menu at one of the largest and freshest delis in America. Don't sacrifice friendly service and prices for convenience. Get them all at Fast 104 South Main in Cassville. This live broadcast of high school sports on the Sports Network is brought to you in part by these Sports District Club members: Community National Bank, Hometown Community Bank, with 2 locations: Highway 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette, South Linker in Aurora, member FDI. The Bayou Restaurant. When your belly is something Cajun, head over to the Bayou on Highway 60 in Monette. Bell & Associates Financial Services. They've been serving Monette and the Southwest area since 1983, helping them improve their long-term financial success. 417-235-7900 or online at bellandassociates.com. And your State Farm Insurance agent in Mt Vernon is Phil Davidson. For life, help, call Phil Davidson, State Farm Insurance in Mt Vernon at 466-751. Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mt Vernon, just about ready to get this varsity game underway between the Cassville Wildcats and the Mt Vernon Mountaineers. Cassville with the Big 8 opener tonight on the road. Mt Vernon has already played a Big 8 game and dropped that one to McDonald County. They're 0-1 in the conference. They are the defending conference champs. Todd Speakman running the camera for us tonight on CassvilleWebTV.com, so you can watch as well as listen into the broadcast here this evening when we're got live audio tonight here on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz. Cassville in their road black uniforms trimmed in white and gold. The Mountaineers in the home whites trimmed in green. We got a 3-man officiating crew, and we're just about ready to get this one underway. It'll be Mitchell Cordray jumping center against Colin Pearman in the opening tip controlled by the Wildcats, and we are underway here in the varsity contest. Bringing the ball across the timeline, Alan Lambell off to the left wing, feeds it out high between the circles, gives it off to Pearman. Lob in the lane, gets it underneath to Kane Kellner, turnaround jumper, rolls around and goes in, and the Wildcats jump out to the early lead. 2-0 Cassville here with 30 seconds gone in the opening quarter. Now a near steal on the near side, and the ball knocked into the crowd. Last touch by the Wildcats. Cassville coming out in the half-court man-to-man. Mount Vernon inbounds into the backcourt, now brings it across. Jordan Walters on the left wing, back between the circles to Garrett Hadlock, lobs it high post to Trey Williams. Trace Williams gives it off to Hadlock, back into the hands of Walters, reverses it left side. Cordray now to Jarrett Massey, leading scorer for the Mountaineers, drives the baseline and lays it up and in. Massey knots the score at 2-2. 1 minute gone here in the opening quarter. Wildcats into the front court. Pearman gives it off to Tyler Arndt. Mount Vernon in a half-court man-to-man defense as well. Hadlow cut off along the left wing, gives it off to Lambell. Back in the corner to Hadlow, pulls the trigger from 20. It comes off the front of the rim, and the rebound down to Massey. Jarrett Massey will bring it into the front court himself. Fires it ahead, and the ball deflected loose by Hadlow, and Lambell picks it up for the Wildcats. Takes it to the other end, left-handed layup up and in. A turnover and a bucket, and the Wildcats lead it 4-2. Alan Lambell with a left-handed layup gives the Wildcats the lead. 6.5 left to go here in the first quarter. Jordan Walters on the left wing in front of the Cassville bench, brings it around to Jarrett Massey. Back to Walters, now to Massey in the corner. Lob in the lane to Trace Williams, and he is called for pushing off underneath. Trace Williams picks up his first personal as the big 6'3" post player commits the first personal against the Mountaineers. And the Wildcats will get the ball back with a 4-2 lead. 6:19 left to play here in the first quarter. Hadlow met at the midcourt stripe by Massey. Goes on the left wing to Lambell. Back up top to Hadlow. Hadlow driving against Massey. Stopped along the baseline. We got a whistle on the far side and a blocking foul called against the Mountaineers. This one against Jarrett Massey. So a couple of quick whistles against the home team. And Cassville will inbound for the baseline. Noah Hadlow to trigger it back in from underneath. Lobs it out high to Lambell. Brings it across on the left wing. Gives it to Tyler Arndt. Back to Lambell. Resets between the circles. Right side now to Hadlow. Hadlow shadowed by Walters. Gives it out front to Lambell. At the free throw line. High post to Pearman. Back out on the wing to Hadlow. Feeds inside to Pearman. Turnaround 10-footer. Rolls off the left side. The rebound yanked away by Mitchell Cordray. Cordray brings it across the timeline himself. Goes to Massey. Back to Walters. 3 off the back iron. Long rebound down to the Wildcats. 4-2. Cassville with the lead. 5.5 left to go here in the opening quarter. Hadlow crosses it over on the right wing. Pass deflected. No, it goes across to Arndt. Thought he was trying to go to Pearman up front, but he fed it through the lane to Tyler Arndt. Now back to Lambell. Into the right-hand corner to Hadlow. Hadlow brings it up along the three-point line. Gets a screen from Arndt at the head of the key. Good job by Cordray fighting through that screen, and now Walters has to shift over on Hadlow. Back around the three-point line. Arndt, right wing to Lambell. 5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Cassville with a 4-2 lead. Hadlow gives it off to Colin Pearman. Pearman brings it right, now goes back left to Hadlow. Mount Vernon doing a nice job with the defense. They've shifted things up to a 2-3 zone now. The lob inside to Arndt, kisses it off the window, can't buy it, and the rebound down to Cordray. Cordray again bringing it into the front court himself. Fires it underneath to Trace Williams. The ball batted around in the lane. Williams regains control and banks it up and in. And we are tied at 4, our second tie here in the early going. 4:30 left to play, first quarter. Cassville with the basketball, knotted up at 4 points apiece. Arndt, right side, goes up top to Hadlow. Reverses left side to Lambell. Lambell into the left elbow. Crosses it through. Picked up quickly by Hadlock. Good job by Hadlock. And now to Hadlow. And a 3-second violation called against the Wildcats. With the 3-man officiating crew, you'll see 3 seconds. And some of those backside fouls called much more often. This extra set of eyes pick up that. So Mount Vernon with a chance to take the lead for the first time here tonight. Lob in the lane to Cordray. Nice step through. Misses the shot. Trace Williams with an offensive rebound, and he is fouled. No, he travels. Trying to fight it up through outstretched arms, and he shuffled the feet. And the Mountaineers pick up their second turnover of the ball game. So Mount Vernon will not be able to take their first lead of the night. Cassville with the ball, knotted 4-4 with 3:50 left to go before the end of the first quarter. Lambell met at the midcourt stripe by Hadlock. Fires a pass up top to Arndt. Nearly lost it into the crowd. Regains it in right at the sideline. Goes to Pearman. Feeds it off on the right elbow into the hands of Kellner. Back up top to Hadlow. Pull up 15-footer. Rattles in and out, and the rebound down to Cordray. That one went halfway down the well and popped back out. Quickly into the front court. Jordan Wells to Cordray. Off on the left wing to Hadlock. Hadlock back between the rings to Cordray. Mitchell Cordray fires it over to Hadlock on the left wing in front of the Cassville bench now to Massey. 3:15 left to play first quarter. 4-4 our score. Trace Williams at the high post. Steps into the free throw line. Goes to Hadlock. Drives the right baseline. Tries the reverse layup and gets it up and in. Nice move by Garrett Hadlock. And Mount Vernon on top for the first time here tonight, 6-4. So the Wildcats find themselves trailing now by a pair. And we're under 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Hadlow in the left-hand corner gets a screen from Pearman. Cordray has to shift over on Hadlow. Fires it off to Arndt. Long-range 3 from the corner, and he drains it. Tyler Arndt drops a tray from the right-hand corner, and Cassville leads it 7-6. Massey penetrates underneath, goes right by the defense. Shot up and in. Count it, and he'll go to the line. Bucket and a chance for a 3-point play for Jarrett Massey. Good strong move to the glass by Massey. And that is the first team foul against the Wildcats. The whistle against Colin Pearman. And Brett Campbell, a 6'2 junior, checks into the game for the Mountaineers. He'll replace Hadlock. Meanwhile, Massey at the line trying to complete the 3-point play, and he does. First free throws attempted by either team here tonight. And Massey knocks it down. Mount Vernon leads 9-7. 2.5 left to go, opening quarter. Hadlow crosses the top of the key. Goes by the defensive Massey. Underneath to Arndt. Nice no-look pass to Kellner. Shot up and in. What a pass from Tyler Arndt to Kane Kellner. Kellner's got 4, and we're tied at 9. Our third tie of the first quarter. Out on the left wing, it's Campbell. Brett Campbell, one dribble between the circles to Cordray. Gets a screen from Williams. Pulls up 15-footer. Right free throw line extended and hits. Mitchell Cordray with his first 2 points of the night, and the Mountaineers back up by 2, 11-9. Mount Vernon with under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Lambell trying to get a screen from Pearman. Mount Vernon doing a nice job fighting through that screen. Hadlow now pulls the trigger from 3 along the left sideline, misses the shot, and the rebound on the weak side down to Trace Williams. Fires the outlet to Cordray. Back to Williams, head of the key. Now off to Brett Campbell. Midcourt circle to Cordray. Mount Vernon resets. Cassville stays in the half-court man-to-man. We're down to 1:25 left to go in the first quarter. Trace Williams at the high post into the lane. Gives it off to Campbell. Fadeaway 15-footer, good. Campbell knocks down the jumper. And Cassville calls for a timeout. 30-second timeout charged to the Wildcats. Coach Millicent's going to put a couple of substitutes into the ball game. 1:16 left to go here in the first quarter. Mount Vernon leads it 13-9. We've had 3 ties so far in the ball game at 2, 4, and 9, and Mount Vernon scored the last 4 points of the ball game and have opened up a 4-point advantage. First timeout of the night called by either team. And the officials stepping into the huddles, trying to break it up, as it was only a 30-second timeout charged to the Wildcats. Got some new faces into the ball game for the Wildcats. Tyler Speakman, a 6'1 senior, checking in during that timeout. Tyler Arndt deep in the left-hand corner. He hit one from the right side. Now he drains one from the left side. Pair of trays for Tyler Arndt. He's got 6, and Cassville back to within 1. Massey on the left wing. Bounce pass entry goes to Trace Williams. Backs it down the lane. Shot up and in. Big man for Mount Vernon using his body to shield away the defender. And the Mountaineers back up by 3, 15-12. 40 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. Tyler Speakman on the right sideline. Wildcats with the basketball, down to 35 seconds. Speakman into the lane. Floater with the right hand, he scores. Tyler Speakman just off the bench, scores his first 2 points of the night and pulls the Wildcats back to within 1. We're down to 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Massey trying to lob it underneath the Cordray, and it bounces on the inline. That is turnover number 3 against the Mount Vernon Mountaineers. Cassville will get it back. They've got the length of the floor to go, and 19.2 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Cassville a chance to regain the lead before the quarter comes to an end. Clock down to 11 seconds. Tyler Speakman on the right wing. Clock down to 8 seconds. Lob it across the floor, and it goes out of play. Turnover number 2 against the Wildcats. So now Mount Vernon with a chance to extend their lead here at the end of the first. Inbound pass will come to Campbell. Out of the hands of Massey. Down to 5 seconds. Campbell crosses over. Clock down to 3. Down to 2. Walters at the buzzer puts up an air ball as it goes over the top and comes up empty. After 8 minutes of play, it's the Mount Vernon Mountaineers 15, the Cassville Wildcats 14. We'll take a break and be back with quarter number 2. You're listening to Big 8 Basketball here on the Talon Network.
It seems with Giant Faceless Holdings taking control of most banking, it's to have a local bank that's truly the hometown for hometown people, with all the stability and strength of large holding companies, all enough to understand your banking needs. Coffee pot's always on at First State Bank. I want you to know you're always welcome at any of their locations. Purdy, Monette, Pierce City, Still. First State Bank, the bank for hometown people. Remember, I see.
Hi, this is Dora Garcia. I am a teller at First State Bank of Purdy in Cassville. We invite you to come by and get to know Bank of Purdy.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop Automotive at Highways 39 and 60 in Missouri. They've got what you're looking for in a variety of styles and colors to choose from. If it's fuel, see, check out the Chevy Cruze for more room and see the Malibus or Impalas. If it's they've got trucks, Silverados, Sierras, and Colorados. What about SUVs? Covered with Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, Traverse, Terrain. If luxury is what you're after, Mays has a Cadillac. And if you want to rev things up, see the Camaros or Corvettes. Mays Automotive, Missouri, functions of Highway 39, or visit them online at maysautomotive.com.
Welcome back to Mount Vernon. We are underway in the second quarter. The Mountaineers leading the Cassville Wildcats by a score of 15-14, and Mount Vernon with possession of the basketball to start quarter number 2. Sammy Clapper along with you here on 95.9 The Buzz and CassvilleWebTV.com. Todd Speakman running the camera for us tonight for Web TV. Shot by Massey comes up short. A rebound down to Trace Williams, and then he has the ball taken away. And the Wildcats quickly into the front court. Ethan Hoppus, a freshman, point guard right now, checking in for the Wildcats. Brings the dribble out near the midcourt circle. Mount Vernon back into that 2-3 zone. The Mountaineers have shifted back and forth from a man-to-man to a 2-3. Most of the time, they've remained in the 2-3 zone. That time, the jump shot by the Wildcats comes up short. Another rebound for the Mountaineers. They are out-rebounding Cassville 8-1. And now a long-range three-pointer by Jordan Walters is knocked down from out near the scorer's table. I exaggerate just a little bit, but not that much. That was about a 25-footer drained by Walters. Now a steal by Brett Campbell. He misses the layup. Walters gets the rebound, looks for a shot up in traffic, and hits. Back-to-back buckets for the Mountaineers, and they are suddenly up by 6. It's 20-14, Mount Vernon. 6:45 left to go in the first half. Hoppus, high post to Pierman, out on the wing to Arndt. He's got a pair of threes. He's looking for 3, and this one bounces off the iron, and the rebound down to the Mountaineers. And a foul called against Pierman, I believe. And that is his second personal. So the leading scorer for the Wildcats gets his second personal here early on in the second quarter. Got some new faces coming back into the game. Alan Lambell checks back in for Cassville. Trey Dalton also into the game. So Coach Milson using a lot of new players during that stoppage of action. Cordray pull up 15-footer. It goes 14. Trace Williams trying to save it from going out of play and cannot do so. Kane Kellner checks back in now for Cassville. Lambell will bring it across the timeline, give it out on the left wing to Hadlow, back around the three-point line, into the hands of Dalton. Lambell between the circles. Mount Vernon stays into that 2-3 zone defense. 5:55 left to go first half. Mount Vernon leading 20-16. And now another steal by Campbell. Quick hands by Brett Campbell, and he lays it up and he's fouled. Misses the shot, but he is fouled by Lambell. First personal against Alan Lambell. Third team foul against the Wildcats. And it will put Brett Campbell at the free throw line. He'll be there shooting 2. We've had only one free throw shot so far. That has been by the Mountaineers. Jarrett Massey was able to make that one. Campbell's free throw is up and rolls around, no good. So now the Mountaineers have their first miss of the night. Ty Boswell, 6-foot sophomore, checks in the Mountaineer lineup. Cordray will take a seat. So both coaches using a lot of bench players here in the early going. Next free throw attempt by Campbell is on the way, and this one good. Nothing but net for the 6'2 junior. He's got 3 points, and Mount Vernon's lead increases to 7, 21-14. Campbell will take a seat. Jordan Walters will come in to replace him. Mount Vernon on a 6-0 run here to start the second quarter, and they lead by 7. Hadlow, left-hand corner, goes to Lambell. He'll try for 3. It clangs off the front of the rim, and then the rebound goes out of play off the hands of Trey Dalton. Mountaineer basketball with 5:32 left to play here in the first half. Mount Vernon won the game last year down in Cassville in the Big 8 matchup. Cassville trying to return the favor here tonight, but they trail by 7. Still a lot of time, though, left to go in this one, but Jordan Walters, with his 3rd consecutive basket, he's got 7 points, all 7 points scored here in the second quarter. And Mount Vernon leads it 23-14. Pass down the sidelines, deflected out of play, and we got a foul called against Jarrett Massey, and that'll be his second personal. So the leading scorer for each team now saddled with 2 personal fouls. Mitchell Cordray comes back in for Mount Vernon, and Brett Campbell also coming back into the Mount Vernon lineup. Cassville trying to find their first points here of the second quarter. They've gone 3 minutes scoreless so far here in quarter number 2. Trail it 23-14. Dalton, left wing to Hadlow. Pulls the trigger from 20 and rattles it home. Noah Hadlow, his first points of the night, and they come from beyond the arc. That'll get Cassville back to within 6. Pull-up jumper by Campbell. Quickly answers at the other end for the Mountaineers. 25-17, Mount Vernon on top as we close in on the midway point of quarter number 2. 4:30 left to play here in the first half. Hadlow crosses it over top of the key. Goes right wing to Lambell. Lambell back across to Hadlow. Mount Vernon staying in the 2-3 zone. It's been very effective so far here in the second quarter. Tyler Speakman tried to drive the baseline, and he'll draw a foul. And the foul against Ty Boswell. Boswell picking up his first personal. And the 14th foul against the Mountaineers. Dalton will take a seat. Pearman comes back in. Kane Kellner will also check out for the Wildcats. As looks like Tyler Arndt checking back into the Cassville lineup. Arndt receives the inbounds pass, feeds it to Hadlow. He'll try another three. He just hit one from the wing, tries this one from the corner, and comes up short. Rebound down to Campbell. Campbell looking up the floor. Pull up at the right elbow, and the 15-footer will not go. Pearman yanks away a rebound for the Wildcats. Pearman will bring it across the timeline himself, gives it off to Lambell. Alan Lambell resets, right wing now to Hadlow, back up top between the circles to Lambell. Trying to go back to Hadlow, and the ball stolen by Walters. Jordan Walters lobs it across to Hadlock. It goes through his hands and into the hands of Tyler Arndt. So back-to-back turnovers, and the Wildcats quickly take it the other way. Hadlow feeds in lane to Pearman, down along the baseline, trying to get it to Speakman. Another turnover by the Wildcats, their 5th of the half. Brett Campbell pulls up left elbow. He fires a pass down the lane. Hadlock wasn't looking, and it bounces off the end wall. Neither coach is very happy right now. Coach Millison and Coach Ray both up patrolling the sidelines. Their team's getting a little sloppy here midway through the second quarter. 25-17, Mount Vernon with the lead, and Cassville with possession of the basketball. Arndt gets the pass from Hoppus, reverses it left side. Hoppus to Hadlow, back to Hoppus. Off on the right wing, Cassville working the ball back and forth from wing to wing, trying to catch Mount Vernon into a shift, and Hadlow drains another three. Launched one from the left side, knocks it down, he's got 6. Cassville back to within 5. It's 25-20 now, Mount Vernon on top with 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. Ty Boswell with the ball in front of the Cassville bench. Gives it to Campbell, bounces it off to Cordray, nearly lost the handle, gathers it back in, hands it to Walters, now to Brett Campbell. Campbell looking in the lane, skip pass goes over the top of the Cassville defense to Hadlock. Out near the three-point line, Cordray pulls up from 18 and hits. Mitchell Cordray has 4 points. And the Mountaineers back up by 7, 27-20. We're down to 2.5 left to go before the half. Hoppus fires it off to Hadlow. Hadlow's feeling it right now. This one bangs off the front of the iron, but the rebound down to Pearman. Pearman gives it up top to Hoppus. The Wildcats reset, down the lane, reach in, and a foul called. Or is it? No, to travel. For a minute, I thought Boswell might have reached in and got him on the arm, but the official across the lane had a good look at it and said, nope. Coach Millison is trying to plead his case that his player was grabbed, but they call a turnover against the Wildcats. They're 6 to the half, and Mount Vernon gets it back with a 7-point lead. Campbell to Hadlock. Right wing now to Walters. Tyler Arndt jumps out with the defense on him. Cassville has stayed in the man-to-man throughout the first half. Garrett Hadlock feeds it through. The ball stolen by Hoppus, and then Hoppus is pushed from behind by Campbell, I believe. And it is Brett Campbell picking up his first. And that will be the 15th foul against the Mountaineers. We're going to have to hurry to get into the bonus as we're down to less than 2 minutes to go before the break. Mount Vernon with 5 team fouls, Cassville with only 3. Hoppus launches one from straight out in front. Hits off the front iron, the rebound down to Williams. Mountaineers dominating on the boards, out-rebounding Cassville 10-3, and they lead it 27-20. Campbell on the left wing, gives it off to Hadlock, reverses it to Walters. Nice bounce pass around the defense to Cordray, and he banks it up and in. Put a little English on that. Jordan Walters gets the assist, and Mitchell Cordray now with 6 points, and Mount Vernon to their largest lead of the half, 29-20, with 1:15 left to go. Noah Hadlock pull up 12-footer from the right baseline. No good. Rebound up the lane to Hoppus. Hoppus pump fake, backs it in, and shot rattles out. No good. Rebound controlled by Mount Vernon. The Wildcats having some dreadful shooting luck here all of a sudden, and Mount Vernon quickly getting down the floor. They pass ahead to Williams, Trace Williams' layup is good, and Coach Millison calls a timeout. A full timeout charged to the Wildcats with 1:01 left to go in the first half. We'll take a break and be back. Mount Vernon leads it 31-20 over the Wildcats.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 18 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump. We're for displaying Missouri plates with pride. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting behind a tractor on a 2-lane highway. And if you're a Missouri driver, we have an opportunity for you. I am Chad Yarnold, your Farm Bureau Insurance agent. And if you're in Berry, I've got you covered.
Understandably emotionally charged. Legal counsel concerning divorce, adoption, child custody and visitation, child support, name changes, property division, any issue relating to the family. Contact law offices of J. Michael Reen. We don't know what to do. They will go to work. Them at 417-847-1339. That's 847-1339. The law office of J. Michael Reen. The choice of a lawyer is a decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Back at Mount Vernon, less than a minute to go here in the first half. The Mountaineers lead by double digits for the first time tonight. They've got an 11-point lead. Cassville with the ball coming out of the timeout, but the pass is stolen by Brett Campbell, but then he turns it right back over, trying to fire it ahead to Cordray. Tried a little wrap-around pass around the defender and missed Cordray. So back-to-back turnovers. Cassville tries to go once again. Lob into the left block to Speakman. Tyler Speakman bounces it out to Arndt. Arndt, midcourt circle to Hoppus, reverses it right side to Hadlow, pull up 15-footer, no good. Rebound up the lane, controlled by Speakman. Speakman gives it to Arndt, and Tyler Arndt called for a travel. 31 seconds left to go here in the first half. Mountaineers with a 31-20 lead, and Mount Vernon will get possession of the basketball. We'll see if they want to hold for the last shot, or what they want to do here. Brett Campbell brings it across the midcourt stripe, gives it to Walters. Walters quickly fires it up from 20, and no good. The rebound controlled by Cassville. Ahead to Hadlow, down to 15 seconds. Hadlow into the front court, gives it to Arndt, reverses right side to Hoppus, clock down to 12 seconds. Hoppus, free throw line to Arndt. Speakman in the corner, clock down to 7 seconds. Speakman shot off the glass, no good. Rebound down to Hadlow, and a blocking foul called underneath. Pierman and Hadlock both end up on the floor, and we got a foul called against Garrett Hadlock. That's his first personal, 16 foul against the Mountaineers. One more whistle against Mount Vernon, and Cassville will go into the bonus, but there's only 5 seconds on the clock before the first half expires. Inbound pass comes to Pierman, 18-footer from the left wing, no good. Campbell pulls down the rebound, launches one from three-quarter court, and hits it off the front of the rim. Another inch, and that one's in for a long-range three. It got an ooh and an ah from the crowd, but it hits off the front iron, no good, and we have reached halftime. As they head to the locker room, it's the Mount Vernon Mountaineers 31, the Cassville Wildcats 20. We'll take a break and be back with the halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
Seems like everything we use is a battery, and it seems just when you need them the most, things die. Now, you could run all over the looking for batteries, or you could get them all in one. Battery Outfitters has over 15,000 batteries in stock, including the one. With one trip to Battery Outfitters, you can boat, lawnmower, and cell phone up and running. And rather than spend an hour staring at them, trying to figure out how the battery goes in, the experts at Battery Outfitters install it. Batteries for hearing aids, farm equipment, shoot, even golf cart batteries, car batteries, boat batteries, motorcycle, watch batteries, power tool batteries, vehicle batteries. They can even build a custom battery for you. You'll find your Battery Outfitters, your ultimate battery resource. Phone 271-380. Battery Outfitters, Highway 86, downtown Golden.
Security Bank of Southwest Missouri, locations in Cassville, Exeter, and is a true community bank. Reinvest in community, helping businesses, families, and organizations grow and prosper. Any bank can checks and make loans. At Security Bank, take pride in offering great service to community's needs, whether buying a car or farm, expanding a business, or emergency expenses. Security Bank to help. Your locally owned and dependent bank. Security Bank, member FDIC, and equal lender.
If you've been wanting to lose but aren't sure how to get started, check out Journeys at Cox Monette Hospital. It's not a diet. It's not a class. Journeys is a supportive, wholesome approach to weight loss that puts you in control. Over a period of 20 years, you'll improve your mental, physical, and emotional health with a practical plan that works. Where will your journey take you? Give us a call at 417-355-1280.
Bill, 417-847-1200. Hear what Stan Kelly, one of Ken's 7 customers, has to say.
Yeah, you can always count Ken as far as if you have to your vehicle, he'll give you an honest opinion of what needs to be done and how the cost is going to be, and Ken fulfills his estimates and really does a good job. Give you an upfront and honest assessment, and that's important.
Ken Solution Center, where quality and integrity are our tools of the trade. 7 West 10, Cassville.
Race Brothers, Home Supply. What can win?
Hi, Roger here from we're a big store with a lot of stuff. At Race Brothers, always something new to talk about. We have the largest collection of truck toolboxes in southwest Missouri. Pet supplies, dog food, cat food, upper dishes, collars, leashes, and grooming care products. And for the kids, we have great video flyer wagons and pedal track collectibles like Schlage, Fryer, or on out to Race Brothers in Springfield, Carthage. You'll like the way we do business. Tell them.
Race Brothers, Farm and Supply. What can win?
When you have things to sell or trade, look no further than the very advertiser and reach over 13 homes and businesses with your ad. Easy, and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is 2 p.m. on Monday, and your classified deadline is noon each Tuesday. You can place your ad online at caonline.com, shopping at 904 West Street, Cassville, or call 417-744-75. Berry County Advertiser, covering county to serve customers advertising for nearly half a century.
Back with you here at Mount Vernon, the Mountaineers leading over the Cassville Wildcats by a score of 31-20 here at the break. Cassville back out of the locker room, getting ready to start the second half. We still got about 5 minutes to go before we start quarter number 3. Mount Vernon led by 1 at the end of the first quarter, 15-14. We had 3 ties in the first half at 2, 4, and 9. But then Mount Vernon would score 4 unanswered to go up 13-9. Cassville was able to catch them only once. And after Mount Vernon led by a point at the end of the first quarter, Mount Vernon would outscore the Wildcats 16-6 in the second quarter, and they have opened up an 11-point lead here at halftime. Appreciate you joining us tonight here on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz. We're also streaming live video tonight on CassvilleWebTV.com. Big 8 conference opener for the Wildcats. Mount Vernon looking for their first Big 8 win as they are 0-1 in the conference as we play here tonight in Mount Vernon, Missouri. 31-20, Mount Vernon with the lead over the Wildcats at the break. We will take a word from our sponsors and then be back with the first half scoring summary right after this. You're listening to Cassville Wildcat Basketball here on the Talon Sports Network.
You know that understanding your home's thermostat can save you money. Constantly adjusting your thermostat is hard on your furnace and air conditioner and not all that effective. Consider installing a programmable thermostat. Top of a programmable thermostat could cut your by 20%. One key to save money on your electric bill is to avoid taking energy that is wasted when you're not at home. It takes less energy to quickly warm your home than to maintain the temperature of your home. Visit the website barryelectric.com for more energy-saving tips for your home. This message is brought to you by the Electric Cooperative of Cassville, owned and invested in the needs of its members.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Sports Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Berry County Health Department. 2 shots are now available at the Berry County Health Department in both Cassville and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the office, 417-847-14, or the Monette office, 417-354-8402 for information. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri, locations in Cassville, Sligman, Willard, and Golden to serve you. Visit them at freedombk.com. DIC, Equal Housing Lender. And Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area high school athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette, making food and making a difference.
Until Thursday to read what's going on in our community. Get award-winning journals delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. It's $28.75 per year. And follow breaking news as it happens at Cassville-Democrat.com. Subscribe today by calling 417-847-2610 or 877-7290 or emailing Darlene at Cassville-Democrat.com.
Sammy Clapper back with you here on the Talent Sports Network. We are at halftime. The Cassville Wildcats trailing the Mt Vernon Mountaineers 31-20. Looking at the scoring from the first half, first of all for the home team, Mt Vernon was led by Jordan Walters. He hit a three and has 7 points here at the break, all 7 of those points coming in the second quarter. A balanced attack for the Mountaineers, along with the 7 for Jordan Walters. Trace Williams has 6. Mitchell Cordray has 6. Brett Campbell has 5. Jarrett Massey with 5. Garrett Hadlock with 2 to round out the scoring for Mt Vernon. Cassville Wildcats were led by Noah Hadlow and Tyler Arndt. Each hit a pair of threes in the first half, and they've got 6 points apiece here at the break. Alan Lambell with 2 points. Tyler Speakman with 2 points, and Kane Kellner with 4 points. Colin Pierman, who come in averaging 12 points a game, was held scoreless in the first half. Looking at some other stats from the first 2 quarters, from the free throw line, the Wildcats did not attempt a free throw in the first half. They committed 8 turnovers. Mt Vernon 2 for 3 from the line, and they committed 7 first half turnovers, and the Mountaineers out-rebounding the Wildcats 12-6 here in the first 2 quarters. Next game coming up for Cassville will be this Thursday night. They will be on the road at Carl Junction battling the Bulldogs in Big A play. Mt Vernon will play Friday night at East Newton in another Big A conference matchup. Next broadcast for either team here on the Talon Network, February the 9th, Cassville broadcast when they will be at home against Aurora. And February the 5th will be the next broadcast for Mt Vernon when they will be here at home against the Monette Cubs. Both of those games on KKBL 95.9 FM, and we'll have video of those games as well. The Cassville matchup against Aurora on February the 9th on CassvilleWebTV.com. And the Monette-Mt Vernon game on February the 5th will be on MonetteWebTV.com. 31-20, Mt Vernon with the lead, outscoring Cassville 16-6 in the second quarter to open up the 11-point lead here at the break. And looks like it will be